Psst, psst. I got something to say. Here we go. Welcome back. This is I Got Something to Say, home of the unmitigated God. I am Quaylen Q. Smith, or you can call me Quay. Welcome to today's edition of The Soliloquy. I want to thank you for joining me in this discussion today. The topic today is reality, okay? There's a couple of quotes, a couple of mindsets, a couple of viewpoints, whatever you want to call them, that I want to discuss today. You know, there's an expression, perception is reality. There's another expression, my truth is my reality. There's another quote that says, your perception of reality shapes your well-being. A lot of people have the viewpoint that as I perceive it is how it is. I think you can tell by the tone of my voice, and by now, I don't agree with that whatsoever. Listen,
get that stuff out of here.
It's true, okay? Everybody has different emotional makeups. Everybody thinks a little differently. We are all created in a unique way to be unique, okay? We're not robots. So I get that, you know, and there's some things in life that allow room for leeway as far as how you go about things. You know, we're not robots. But what I want to talk about is the whole perception is reality thing, my truth, my reality. Listen, no matter what you think, what you feel, how you feel. And again, everybody is entitled to have their own emotional makeup and how they feel. Trust me, y'all have watched me long enough. For those of you who have not watched me, please go back and watch some of our videos. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. We'll talk about that towards the end of the video, though, at a later date and time. Boom. Okay, back on track. See. So, you know, I'm on a show, it's called I Got Something to Say. I always have something to say, right? I have my own viewpoints and opinions about a lot of things, right? However, what I have to do a lot of time, all the time, really, because it's always applicable, is check myself at the door. Why is that? Because just because I feel a certain way or I have my own thoughts and opinions does not mean that what I think is actually what it is. I'll give you an example. Okay, I'm sitting at a table right now. It's a wood table. I can perceive it as plastic. That's my truth. It's plastic. It's a plastic table. What's the reality? The reality is it's a wood table. Really nice wood table, by the way. It grew on me. I didn't like it when I first got it, but it's grown on me. What's the point? Just because you say something doesn't mean it is what you think it is. And that's really the problem. We live in a world, we live in a society where people feel like I'm always right. I can't be wrong. How I feel is right, okay? And I'm here to tell you, unfortunately, just because you feel a certain way does not mean you're right. You could be. I'm not saying that your feelings are always wrong, but you have to be willing to do an honest self-examination of the facts, because no matter what you think, what you feel, reality is reality. You know, it's interesting. The definition of reality is defined as this: the world or the state of things as they actually exist, as opposed to an idealistic or notional idea of them. You ever heard the term, he refuses to face reality? You want to know why people say that, or why that's an expression, or why that's an expression? Because a lot of people refuse to do that. Sometimes reality doesn't jive with what we want. See, and I've fallen into that as well. Things have happened, and I just don't want that to be the truth. So I make up all these different situations and scenarios in my mind to say that that is not what it is. But guess what? It always was all along. Another expression, right? It is what it is. Dealing in an idealistic fashion, both mentally and physically, meaning carrying out those mental thoughts and perceptions, does not benefit you. Because if it does not jive with reality, you're not going to make progress and or come to a resolution to whatever it is you're trying to come to a resolution on. And it's not just problems, it's outlook. It's, and a lot of times it's with dealing with people, relationships, things of that nature. Listen, you may think a law is stupid, right? It may be. My perception of that law doesn't necessarily matter in the immediate because the law is the law. If I don't follow the law, there's ramifications to not following that law. Bottom line, reality is reality. I may think, okay, the speed limit in this area, I live in a suburb of Cleveland, Ohio. There's a couple of roads in a city right next door where the speed limit is 25. I think it's not only do I think it's stupid, it's real slow. I don't think it's, I not only think it's stupid for the road to be that slow, I think it should be 35. Why do I think it should be 35? Because I've had XYZ reasons. I have legitimate reasons based off of the way the city is structured, other roads within the confines of the city in the greater Cleveland area. Why can't this road be 35? Valid questions. But it is what it is, right? Just because I feel it should be a certain way doesn't mean it should be that way or that it's going to be that way. Now, I know that's an example that many like, okay, that's, futile. I get it. I agree. But translate that to anything you can think of in life, dealing with people. We live in this is another problem too. We live in a very customer service based society. The expression the customer is always right permeates throughout our society, local level, national level. And the problem with that is the customer is not always right. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're wrong. We are all imperfect. I'm just as imperfect as the next person. Trust and believe, ask my friends, family, man, right? But it's quite sad that we live in a society like that. Customer satisfaction. Of course, you want to satisfy your customers. Most people want to make people around them and everybody happy, including themselves. Our happiness, is important to us. And a lot of times the way we perceive things may cause us to have happiness. But if your perception conflicts with reality, you're going to continue to butt heads and you're not going to find the happy medium. My suggestion to you, because I have to do this habitually, I have to do this. Allow yourself, give yourself the opportunity to be happy in reality and to job for your opinions to job in reality. Make sure what you think and feel fits the reality of the situation. You will come to resolutions much quicker. You'll be much happier. There's a lot of calamity because what it boils down to is humility, right? If you're not humble enough to see that things may not be the way that you want them to be, there's a scripture that says pride is before crash or fall, crash. Either way, neither is good, right? Put yourself in a position. It boils down to humility. You're talking to somebody. Oh, Lord have mercy. I've struggled with humility for years and still do. But again, reality is reality, right? Give it some thought. Let me know in the comments what you think. Hit us up on Instagram. It's going to be somewhere up top here. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. Make sure you subscribe to this page. Check out our other videos. Hit us up with some comments as to what you thought about this, as well as some different topics that you want us to discuss. And we'll be more than happy to engage in those discussions here in this format or even with you. Just let us know. Make sure you tell somebody, support us. We'll have some really dope merch coming out soon. Stay tuned. But for now, I want to tell you to be happy and healthy. Stay safe. And we'll catch you on the next one. This is I Got Something to Say, home of the unmitigated guard. I am Quentin Q. Smith. Catch you later. Booyah.